Hey everyone, my name is Donald, and in this video we're going to be going through some of your theme options for your Pro theme and your WordPress installation. So after we've already installed Pro, we're going to go ahead and navigate to Appearance and then Theme Options. You can also get to it by navigating to Pro up here and then Theme Options over here. Once we've gone ahead and clicked on Theme Options, we have a couple of different options on the left hand side. Right here we can click and choose which stack we want to use, and there's 4 to choose from: Integrity, Renew, Icon, and Ethos. There are different things for each stack and different styles and looks and layouts, so I would definitely take a look at ThemeCo's website to see which ones that you would like best for your WordPress installation. This is not going to affect how your website functions, but just how your website looks. I usually choose Renew Theme just because it's the most simple one. From there, we can go ahead and choose our different options for that stack that we chose. So for Renew, we have these different options here that you can choose from, your different colors, things of that nature. If you're not going to be using the header builder for Pro theme, then this is where you would want to make all of those changes for your header. From there, we have the layout and design. So we can make the site full width, or we can make it boxed. As you can see, it adds a little padding over here. I usually stick with full width. We can do content layout, sidebar left, sidebar right, or full width. I usually choose full width because I don't use the sidebar much. And then you have your background options here. From there, we can go to the typography. And right now, Pro has a font manager built into it, so you guys are more than welcome to use that. I would suggest yes, because it makes it easier to change fonts down the line. So you can either turn that on or off. Right here we have our root font size mode, so we can do stepped or scaling, and you can choose different ones for like different devices that you use. You can make the font size bigger or smaller. This is a great way to change all of your body text depending on what size screen you're going to be on. From there, we can choose our body and content typography. So the body font, instead of inherit, we can choose body copy. From there, we can change the body color. So we can change that to black. We can change that to red. Whatever you guys want to do there. And then your actual body weight as well. This is going to differ based on which template for the font you use. Same for the heading. You got your heading here. And then we have our colors that we can choose here, and you can see it changes there. And then you have the same font weight as well. From here, you can change your letter spacing. So if you want your letter spacing to be more or less, you can do that. Let's see, we can also change it here. As you can see, it changes there. I normally just leave all of these the same unless you have a font that has a lot of, that doesn't have a lot of letter spacing. You can change it so you can have uppercase right there, or you can turn it off. And of course your widget icons for if you have your sidebar. Right here in the site links is where you're going to change the color of the links for your website. So you can go ahead and change that to whatever color you want. And you can see it affects it right there. And then your hover color can be changed as well. So it's blue and then green. From there we have our buttons. Now this is going to apply to buttons such as contact forms, things of that nature. Right now it does not apply to your actual content, unless you're using the classic element for button. And from there we have different styles. Here you can choose 3D, flat, and transparent, rounded, pill, or square. And then you can choose your default size for your buttons. You have your button text and your button colors for hover. And those are going to change based on what style you use. So if you have those different options, you can see that they're all changing here. If you're not going to use the header builder, you can choose your header here. So you can do fixed top, fixed left. You can see the different options there. You can choose your inline or stacked. You can choose your logo fonts, your logo color for your text, and then you can actually upload your logo right here, and you can specify the width of your logo, your alignment, all of your different options for your top menu are going to be right here. And you guys can go ahead and play around with those to see what they do. And then that's if you're not using the header builder. Same thing with the footer. So you have your different footer options. You can turn the footer off. You can turn it on. You can have a menu or not. You can turn on your social. And then you have your footer content that you can turn on or off. And then you have your widget areas, which is going to be in this gray bar. So you can do none, and it goes away, or you can do 1, 2, or 3, 4 columns. And again, if you're not going to use the footer builder, this is where you would make all of those changes. For your blog, you have a couple of different options. You can do the standard or masonry. If you're going to do standard, then it's going to be full width. If you're going to do masonry, then it's going to be box style. You can do the amount of columns that you want to do. You have your archives, so match your archives with your actual your main blog layout. Then you have your content, so you can turn on your post meta, turn that on or off, and then you can do full post content on your index page, so you can have everything inside of that one blog on there, or you can just have your summary. You have your portfolio section, so if you choose to use the portfolio feature for a pro, you can go ahead and change some of your settings here. You can turn on your sharing, you can turn off your sharing, you can change the titles and things of that nature. Your post meta and your featured images can be cropped. For your social, this is where you can put all your social links, and this is going to show up in your footer and in your top bar if you enable your top bar inside of the header options inside of theme options. This is not going to show up if you use the Pro Theme header or footer builder, so just take note of that. The open graph tags so if you're going to have your OG for your Facebook, for your Instagram or Twitter, whenever you post a link, that's where it'll show up. And you can have your social fallback image here, so I recommend a size of 1200 by 628. You can also use the plugin called SEO Yoast, which is a very popular plugin for SEO on your website, and you can also upload those pictures there and connect your Facebook and things of that nature. Alright, just below social we have your site icons, and you can set your favicon path here. You can upload it in your media, copy the link as we showed before, and paste it here, and it's going to show up right here. You can also use a plugin called Real Favicon Generator, which is a very popular plugin, and there is a video on this channel if you guys are interested in that. Same with your icon, your touch icons for iOS and Android and Microsoft. If you guys have an iPhone or an Android phone, you know that if you are in the Safari or native browser for Android, you can actually click the share button and add to home screen, and it becomes a web application. So it looks like an application you downloaded from the store, from your app store, but instead it actually takes you to the Safari browser or the Android browser. And then we have our miscellaneous stuff. So we have the scroll to top anchor, and if we turn that on, we can position it left or right, and then however far percentage down the screen that you've scrolled. So if we wanted to show it like 1%, we can do that, or just 0%, and then I usually do it at 25%, just so people can actually see it over here. So we can go ahead and go back to our dashboard by clicking on this menu up here and clicking exit to dashboard. Now you might notice that there's also a customized section here, and if you click on it, you get just about the same options as you do in theme options. I would suggest sticking with theme options and not using the customizer. There are a few different options that you can do for this, and customizer used to be how ThemeCo had it, and then they changed it to theme options once they enhanced Pro, and they got that product going. You might notice that there's an additional CSS section here, and you can add your own CSS. Theme options also has that, and I forgot to mention that. So let's go ahead and I'll show you that as well. If you want to add custom CSS, it's right here. You click on that and you can add your global CSS. You also can do that with JS too, your JavaScript. There's a couple different options, so you can actually preview your device on different, preview your website on different devices. So you have your laptop, tablet, another tablet, and then your actual phone. And you can see that. And then of course you can also hide the sidebar so you can see your website in full screen. If you click this arrow with a box around it, it'll open it up on a new page so you can actually preview what your website will look like. This is a live version of your site, so once you hit save, and then you can actually click these buttons and you'll be able to see your live website. Let's exit the dashboard. So like I said, you can go ahead and access that from the theme options underneath the Pro at the top, or you can go to Appearance and access it from Theme Options.